What's up, everyone? It's Roger and Abe here from the Diz Kingdom podcast, and we're joined on this episode by Travis there in snowy New York City.
It's snowing
It's
so
like I
much
have
in New
snow
York City right
24/7.
now.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
It's like I
it's
have
like we
sun.
got
I have sun
stereotypes. It's like, yeah, it's sunny in LA, always wet and cold and miserable in the UK, and it's snowing in New York. Um, right, so on this episode, we're going to be discussing Wreck-It Ralph 2, which got announced last week, coming out on March the 9th, 2018. So first off, Abe, what was your initial thoughts on this announcement?
I think it's kind of cool. I mean, it's like Wreck-It Ralph. In the first movie, he was competing against the modern games. Well, now he's competing with the even more modern stuff, with the internet. So I'm sure there's a lot of internet gaming or whatnot. But they also had links to these like social media things, even though they were like different names. So it's like it looks like he's gonna be Kim Kardashian and break the internet, and so it's kind of interesting. I do like the fact that it's finally happening. They've been throwing these rumors of Wreck-It Ralph 2 for a while. And yeah, I'm excited to see it. It's a great movie. What
Yeah, they
about you,
definitely.
Travis? Oh, sorry, Roger. Go ahead.
I was just
Sorry.
going to add, actually, the sort of the directors were definitely kind of having a few digs at John for kind of mentioning it to everybody, including like the barber and the woman in the shop or Starbucks or something. So I think they knew he kind of kept telling everyone that's what he was doing, and he wasn't supposed to. I think.
Yeah, I mean that's how it is. I mean some actors like to just let loose and say, "Hey, I'm excited about a project," even though they're not supposed to talk about it. Travis, what do you think?
Well, yeah, I agree. I don't think that he realized the power of social media when he mentions certain things by accident or semi on purpose. I'm not sure. The fact that they brought him into that Facebook Live feed and kind of joked around with him before announcing it, that was pretty cool. I really enjoyed that Facebook Live announcement, and I find it refreshing that Disney's not doing something live like that, and not something that is pre-canned and just ready to go out to the press. And I'm excited. I love the movie, the first movie. I love basically anything that Wreck-It Ralph's been part of, whether it be in the parks, on gaming, stuff like that. I've loved. I just can't wait to see what we have in store, and possibly what kind of special guests we'll see on the screen now that he's beyond just the arcade. So.
So I'm gonna be honest. I loved Wreck-It Ralph. Loved it. One of my favorite movies from recent times. Thought it was great. I loved the character. Loved the cameos. The whole movie. I loved it. I'm a little bit like going into the internet. I'm like, just go into other video games. Don't like. There's so many other video games you could go into and jump into and be involved in. It's like we don't need the internet. There's so much content within the video game world that could be used. Of like, it's like it doesn't. I know they're obviously going to go bigger and better, but it just feels like keep it to gaming. Don't it's like the internet and going off to Google and Amazon and eBay. I'm a little bit like, oh, please don't mess this up. It's supposed to be he's a video game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I honestly think it's that image is so vague. It's not really giving us much. So it's like we can assume that that's the case. But I'm sure they're not going to reveal the premise of everything this early. So I'm sure it's still about gaming. I mean, there's still a lot of popular games online. Like in the web. I think maybe that could just be a promotional image to insinuate that now they're going like instead of being on a set game. You know how we always talk about how the newer games need updates and you need the internet.
Yeah.
And the old games you didn't. You just have a game. Well, now maybe they can go into those games where you constantly need updates and you need the web. And I feel like I almost feel like what they did was not a ripoff, but like almost similar to Zootopia, where they're telling you that you have like Targoat and you have Mousies, which is around you in your world, but the movie's not about them. So I feel like maybe they're saying Wreck-It Ralph is now going to the internet, but it's not really about them going to what were the spoof names. I don't even remember them. There were so many of them. But yeah, the point is, I feel like they're just insinuating he's going. Now he's going to be online. So watch out. That's what I'm thinking.
what should maybe happen is like you get about 10-15 minutes into the movie, and then it will just stop, and it will just come up with a fine saying installing day one patch. Could come back in 20 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of social commentary as far as the advancement of gaming into the digital realm and how the console games in the arcade are kind of obsolete now, and I have a feeling that's kind of what they're getting at and what they're leading us to think. I think there's going to be a lot more social commentary with this one as far as what is current in this today's realm, where last one kind of focused on the obsolescence of a game in the arcade, not necessarily of the entire arcade itself.
Yeah, I mean, it's like as well, they go into like tablets and sort of mobile games and stuff like that, and yeah, it's going to be, but it's like now it just opens up that can of like who is going to be involved, what games are going to be sort of mentioned, because I think the first game it was very much kind of that retro feel of
Right.
Sonic, Browser, Street Fighter. There's always that kind of thing of that was great because there was a little bit of nostalgia in there, and I think that's what worked for that one. Whereas this one might be bringing it way up to date, obviously with the internet and stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with it.
Yeah, I was looking at the concept art, and obviously you get drawn to these spoof names like Guggle and Lubhub, but then I started looking at the very bottom, and they have like all these like things connecting to certain areas, like it's just like constantly bouncing around and connecting. So I think that's the emphasis. I feel like it's definitely going to be about online play. It's going to be about connecting to the outside realm, and being on the web, and like you said, just basically play with the newer in-time games as opposed to the retro.
I would love to see Wreck-It Ralph like in Farmville. That'd be cool.
Oh God, that'd be funny if they actually paid reference to that, because that was big for a while. So
well, it's gonna be because that's the thing as well. It's like obviously they got to do work with other brands for other video games tie-ins, and obviously some movies might want to jump into it and some ones don't. But then also you almost go, we don't do it's like, well, we've jumped into Frozen Freefall and we've then jumped into, well, not Disney Infinity, but they need to jump out a little bit wider than just doing their own stuff.
But wouldn't it getting back to that? Wouldn't it be cool if they had some part in the game where he gets into a game where characters are disappearing because the kids are taking these figures off of a base? Not necessarily saying it's going to be Disney Infinity, but that the characters are like, oh my God! Like you remember, like those Geico or Allstate commercials where like the agent just disappears when they're needed or something. I would find that interesting. Yeah. Like stuff
that
like
would be
that.
pretty awesome. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Do you guys think
it's going to be
Plumber Brothers going to be a part of it?
I don't know. Apparently
maybe as an amiibo.
Yeah. See, Nintendo does want to have. I think they basically like you can't afford Mario for Wreck-It Ralph. I wouldn't be surprised if there was maybe an Italian plumber's brother in there as a kind of a sort of maybe a way of doing it.
I was thinking Yoshi.
Yeah. I think there'll be some kind of little thing, because Nintendo will want to have that. But if Nintendo are getting into movies, and obviously they're going to have the Universal section, which could very easily be the fourth gate opening at Universal in Orlando. There's definitely going to be this kind of weird thing of, in some ways, they need to reference it. Sorry.
Third gate, right? They don't have three.
Yeah. Well, no, that's going to be Volcano something, Volcano Island.
That's a water park. That's not a gate.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's more like
that's just somebody leaving the water running. That's all.
That's more like a. That's more like a, one of those Wild West doorway things.
Yeah, it's a saloon door.
It's just a
saloon doors. There we go.
Just a little. But it's definitely kind of going to be interesting what they do. I definitely feel like this time around, I think Wreck-It Ralph is going to get a lot more promotion than he did in the first one. I think they're going to really go to town on this one. And the best thing was, I went, ooh, Wreck-It Ralph 2. I was like literally looking down the list of all the games that were in the first one, going, right, okay, let's sort this out, because I was just like, yeah, this is going to be good. Should be fun to kind of. I even actually picked up Wreck-It Ralph, the Wii game, yesterday on eBay because I thought, oh, I'll play through that one next year, kind of thing. There was only a couple on there, but it definitely feels like Wreck-It Ralph. I think will be a lot. They're going to push this character to the moon. I think on this next movie coming out, a lot more heavier than they maybe did the first time around.
I'm wondering if Fix-It Felix will be around, or even what's her name? Travis.
Vanellope?
No, Vanellope. Obviously, we know will be in
Yeah.
there.
Or Sergeant Calhoun.
Thank you, Sergeant Calhoun. I wonder if Fix-It Felix and Sergeant Calhoun will be a part of this one at all. Maybe a cameo, possibly, but this seems more like Wreck-It Ralph and Vanellope's realm, in my opinion.
Yeah. It would, I think, in some ways, a little cameo appear at the beginning and at the end, and just let them go off on their road trip through the. If there's too many of them, and they're going to meet all the people along the way.
Don't have new
characters,
obviously. Yeah.
What I'm hoping for is 2018. We'll see a return of Wreck-It Ralph and Vanellope in the Disney parks because they were really popular up until they got replaced by Big Hero 6, and I mean Hollywood Studios really popular. The only reason they got replaced by Big Hero 6 is that they didn't have a spot to basically put Big Hero 6, so they just took away from the magic of Disney Animation the spot for Wreck-It Ralph. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think as well, like park-wise, I mean, I think, to be honest, I think something in Epcot would be kind of cool. I think that would work quite well there. I think, like, Disney Quest, they put a lot of things into there. Like, they put this big statue in, and they put a load of...
Disney Quest is gone.
Well, Disney Quest is going, so that's obviously not going to be so much use. But you do kind of feel like, they could, they've got time there to get a few things together, and he's an established character, to get some content into the parks. But there's so much going on in the parks at the minute. It's hard to know what's going on over there. But no, definitely, I definitely think there's gonna be a lot more Wreck-It Ralph coming.
Good by me. I love the brand. So.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add on Wreck-It Ralph 2 for this episode? No, they were good.
I just hope
that's pretty usual, guys. Remember to check us out at Disc. Sorry, what?
I hope nobody goes turbo.
And nobody goes turbo now.
Travis wants to wreck it. Yeah.
I'm gonna wreck it.
I'm gonna wreck it. Like I said, guys, be sure to check us out at DiscKingdom.com. You can also hit that subscribe button. We're going to be trying out some podcast over the next coming weeks. We're going to try out some different formats, and you might see some different faces in. Because Abe, unfortunately, is got a real-time job, and he's going to have to work. He's
going turbo.
So we shall see you guys.
Yeah,
he's going turbo. He's got
will be taking an additional position in trying to move up in the real world as opposed to the podcast world. So, unfortunately,
but then he's working.
What?
I was going to say you're working for the enemy.
I'm working for the competitor, not the enemy. If it wasn't for the competitor, Star Wars Land would not be being built at the rate it is being built at the moment. Thank you very much. Thank that wizard. Yeah. Anyways, but point being is, like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just not going to be able to podcast because Roger...
You're the Prince Hans or Aaron.
Yeah, Roger likes to wake up early in the morning and do these things, and I need to go to bed, and unfortunately my new job is going to require me to stay up later, and I can't be working on this thing. So, anyways, I will still be around. I'll still be doing some articles for Disc Kingdom, and I'll be covering events and doing unboxings if there's something new to unbox, because unfortunately Disney Infinity is gone. But anyways, I'm still around. I'll be guest starring occasionally. We'll have the ability to see Travis's pretty face more often now instead of mine. So
yeah, because 3 a.m. wake up calls are great.
Well, Travis doesn't work at 3 a.m., so he definitely can totally help out. Yeah. I probably won't be getting off till 4 a.m. So there you go.
No. Right. On that note, we shall see you guys in a later episode. Laters.
Laters. Peace.
Laters.
I'm gonna wreck it.